As lockdown is easing in the UK, it's a great time to get out with family, especially as it's nice and hot recently. My family decided to have a barbecue this past weekend, so I decided to make a curry for it. I'll be using a cast iron pan, and this will be able to sit on the hot griddle of the barbecue. In the background, I'm also making some naans to go with this, but the main curry is going to be a butter chicken recipe. We're going to start with ginger, and then we're going to introduce the garlic. We have to begin by peeling this ginger, and then the garlic will be added into a food processor and swirled around to make what is effectively a paste. And here, let me show you a trick. Bingo, all the chicken is done. Now we're going to have to transfer this chicken into a bowl so we can start working with it. I think we're going to need a bigger bowl. Now that that's been transferred, we're going to add in the garlic and ginger paste. This will start diffusing instantly, so there's no point of hanging around with it. This is classed as the first marinade, and what we're going to need to add as well is the lemon. We're going to put the lemon in the microwave, the oven of death, and we place not one but 2 lemons in. Out come the lemons, and they're not burning my hands off yet, so they need to go back in for another 30 seconds or so. And let's check. Out! Yep, that's definitely burning my hands. The skin on my fingers is slowly peeling off, so let's put that straight into the marinade. The reason we're heating these up initially is because the juice locked inside of them is released when heat is applied. The cell membranes inside of it will begin to break down and become looser, allowing the hot juice to flow out. Only issue being that if I'm not quick with the next marinade, this can start to chemically cook due to the heat that we've applied to the lemon juice, and the rate of reaction will be quite high for cooking the outer layer of the chicken, and that's not what we want. I'm also going to add in some red food colouring. This is beetroot powder, and this will stain the food to give it a red look. Now we get a bowl and we begin to make the second marinade. I've got this spice mix, which is made up of some tandoori powder, some parmesan cheese, some chilies, mixture of some other spices as well in here, and this is going to go straight into the yogurt, and we're going to mix this together to create this reddish pinkish marinade, and it feels absolutely awful on my hands, but it's not going to be there permanently, so there's no problem with getting my hands a bit dirty. This goes straight into the chicken, and this helps alleviate some of the chemical cooking that's going on right now. Make sure to cover all of this because we will be using this when we're cooking the food. The more that's covered, the faster the taste diffuses into the chicken, and that's exactly what we want, a deep flavour that isn't just wiped off, because we'll be removing this marinade and using it in the sauce itself. Because the flavour locked up inside of this marinade, it can easily be used in other places in the curry, and there's no need to worry about food poisoning as long as you blast it really high in the Dutch oven that we're using. We now throw that away into the fridge and leave that to rest while I prepare the actual curry itself. And as strange as it seems, we're going to start with carrot. We're going to mix this with some onion and we're going to fry this. And once again, here's some satisfying footage of me slicing and dicing an onion. We're going to blitz up some tomatoes. This will act as the base of our sauce, and this also balances out the creaminess of the sauce that we're going to get. The whole spices we're putting in are cinnamon sticks, black cardamom pods, star anise, and Indian bay leaves. Black cardamom pods are a lot stronger than green cardamom pods, as such we're going to be using fewer than we would if we were using green. They also have a slightly different taste, and it's kind of warming when you smash them open and you smell the smell. It's also very strong, so don't grab a bunch of them and start sniffing them because you will get blown away. Here comes what is effectively yellow food colouring, also known as turmeric. Adding in a bit of paprika now as well, this gives it a smokiness. And now over to the cast iron. We begin with some oil and then we put in the whole spices. I'm going to leave out the bay leaves for a bit longer because the bay leaves will easily burn if I don't keep care of them. So I'm going to let the harder spices like the cinnamon stick, cardamom pods and the star anise begin to diffuse their flavour into the oil before adding the bay leaves. However, it's important that we still do fry the bay leaves. Once the bay leaves have been sufficiently fried, we're going to add straight into that the onion and the carrot. We're going to let this cook through, and once it's begun to fry completely, we're going to add in the tomato. Finally, we add in the ground spices. Now this is the last stage before I take it off to the barbecue and enjoy it with the rest of my family. I'm going to be wiping off the marinade from the chicken and catching that in the bowl that it's currently in, and then barbecuing the chicken upon the grill before placing it into the curry pot, where I will also add the rest of the marinade into it. I will then add some butter and some cream to give it that butter chicken feel. And I can tell you from personal experience, it is one of the most amazing non-spicy dishes that I've ever tasted.